long now. My coffee's gone. I got to go refill.
Well, go right ahead.
Go ahead.
I've come fully prepared.
You know, I opened up this Hangout like maybe 30 minutes ago, and chaos ensues. So let's get started, everyone. Hello, everyone.
That's not my fault. That's your fault.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Scale Modelers Across the Pond Hangout. I'm your host extraordinaire, Jack. And Amazing Scale Modelers is a Google Plus and Facebook community of scale modelers reaching across all scale modeling genres and mediums, and to encourage friendships from around the world. And joining me today are the usual suspects to help me kill time. And of course, if you're watching live, you know that the live chat is open, and so go right ahead and participate. Your questions, comments, suggestions, and all that stuff are very much welcome. And yeah, that's the intro. So just to cover, the community does have builds as all the other Facebook and Google Plus communities. Real Space, hey, 49 years ago yesterday, the 20th of July, landing on the moon. So we're doing Real Space as a community build. We're also doing a wood build. If you want to get into a wooden, go back to the traditions of the earlier traditions of scale modeling to do a wood build. Could be anything. Still staring, as every show I say, mine is staring down on me. Well, as you see, there's really nowhere to do this. Then the other one is, what is the other one? Naval, nautical, naval, anything that floats on water or participates in floating on water, like you can do an airplane on an aircraft carrier if you wanted to. So that would be naval or nautical. So that's our community builds. And if you look on the communities right now, you will see, let's see, I can probably bring this up. Let's go all the way up here. The community covers for this couple of weeks is to remember these three gentlemen, two of which put their foot on another world, and we were just talking about the interpretation before coming on air of what this was all about. And I think, though, we got to take the spiritual from this, that we're all one world, that we all can achieve what we can achieve. And at that one fleeting moment, maybe not saying fleeting, I think that'd be a wrong characterization, that the world was united in seeing our species set foot on another world. As I like to think about this community, it's 5 years that the Hangouts had began in kind of a weird way, as there's quite a history behind even us, how Amazing Scale Modelers germinated and grew into what it is today. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing I look forward to is everybody sharing their things, despite their differences in other aspects of who they are as individuals. But what binds us is the appreciation of the hobby and one another's work. So, and I think this is a good time, like 5 years. 5 years. And not even, it's a long time. It's a long time. And because I don't think some of the communities that were around 5 years ago have the tenacity. They might have the tenacity, but boy, I'll tell you what, our members are very active, especially that Facebook community. You can't stop them for anything.
Look, I check on Facebook every day, and I'll tell you what, guaranteed every day there's something new on there.
And it's something new, and it's constant too. It's just like, it's, we say evil bay. We got to come up with a term for Facebook because it consumes a little too much of my time that I'm even willing to give up.
Okay, how about
Facebook?
Evil Facebook. Evil Facebook.
Facebook.
If it wasn't for the internet, I'd probably have a workbench by now.
Well, yeah.
You're not going to get a lot of work done off of that shelf back there, Jack.
Well, no. This is. I don't know if I can get the camera's pinned up. Let's see. Get my here, and if you remember what was behind me, that's what I'm setting everything up on for right now. This is my desk, and I have no way to get my feet under there. Yeah.
Show us your legs next time, Jack.
Welcome to Jack's work shelf.
Work shelf. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. Yes. Yeah, I had a little peeper come into my room. Anyway,
I cannot say what I am thinking.
That's it. We've lost Lou. Lou has gone. Goodbye. Lou has gone.
Welcome to Jack and his little peeker.
What, does this become pick on Jack or something?
Well, certainly you can do it every year during anniversary time. So August actually is when we started, and in 2 weeks, if Liam doesn't know this, so I think I'll break the news to him. I'm taking off in 2 weeks for Hangouts. I'm going to do a weekend hiatus because I got to get this sucker worked out. I got to get this done. And this actually takes up a lot of my time on a weekend. I could be working on something. I could be at Home Depot shopping and getting things together.
Which day?
But that's right. Day? I mean, you guys take up all my time.
Okay, we get the hint.
Oh, sorry, sir.
But
is that 2 weeks today?
2 weeks today. If you want to do a across the pond, you're more than welcome to do it. Because it's always a hiatus for the summer. That will be August 4th, and I'll come back. I don't know if it's the 18th or the 25th of August that I'll be coming back. I have to kind of count it out and work it out with the 40-hour hangout during the American Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, that's
so I haven't done that yet. But,
and that's number 5 too, isn't it?
That will be the 5th one, yes. And quite frankly, Jim and I are getting tired.
I can take over if you want.
Well, you're never around. For sure you can take over, but you're never around. You shut your computer off.
Well, this year I'm going to make, this is our 5th anniversary, I'm going to make special circumstances.
I'll remind you of it.
I'm going to give myself a special dispensation. Do not turn off the computer.
Just leave it to that blank wall. That's it. That's what Jim and I did. We just turned the lights out and went to bed. But left the computers on. I could hear it in my sleep. The computer just humming away. Anyway, but what does this have to do with scale modeling? Probably absolutely nothing. Anyway,
Doesn't.
So let's get, because today's my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jack's mom.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Jack's mom.
I will relay the message. She's 88 and climbing. I don't know how she's doing it, but she is.
As young as that? Or she's 21 again?
Well, maybe I should say to her, how many years have you been 21? She's sharp as a tack, though. I mean, I really feel bad. She's having mobility issues, but certainly she's as sharp as she's always been, and I don't know how much longer I can take of this. No, just kidding. So I have to skedaddle as quickly as possible out of here, but we're going to do a full show nonetheless. So without further ado, my usual suspects, I'm going to start from my Google left to right, and guess who that is? Hi, Bernie.
Hey, it's Bernie for a change.
Hi, Jack. Hi, all. How's things?
Hey, Bernie.
Yeah. So, how's things with everybody else? It's still warm here. We're having about the longest heat wave possible, and
well, before you go on with that, Bernie, I find it amazing that the British have this uncanny ability to talk about the weather, where he says that 15 Celsius is cold, and for you, 20 Celsius is too hot. So I find that fascinating.
Bernie, you need to come over here to Australia when it's a hot day. It'll be 45 degrees over here. Then you'll be compliant. Then you'll be saying, I want home.
Do I look like I need cooking?
Microwaving maybe, but not cooking. Yes.
Possibly. Yeah, we do go on about the weather, but let's face it. What's the other alternative? Politics? Nah.
You could talk about England
over here.
The only problem we've got is I've been trying to do a bit of painting and decaling this week, and I don't know if it's the weather, but nothing's going right.
I get it.
I don't know if they were too old or what, but I just tried decaling my D7, and I got as far as just putting on the side,
Celebrating.
the rest, and basically they all cracked. They all just fell to pieces. I don't know if I put too much softener on them or what, but anyway, ruined.
Maybe the age of the decals, maybe, or
Yeah, it could be.
Could be that. I mean, that box has been lying around for a few years up here, so that could well be the problem. I thought that maybe using some decal softener on it.
Probably better not to have done it in the first place, Bernie.
Yeah, possibly. But unless I can get another set, I'm going to have to try. Oh God, try and replicate using a paintbrush. But the main thing has been done. It's
If
just
someone can scan them for you, which kit is it?
it's the Lights 1000th. I still got.
I have a couple of them in the stash. I'll scan them and email them to you if you want.
Oh, cheers! Nice. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've got the. I think I got them over here. I've got the vinyl. The vinyl ones that they package with it.
Yeah, they put stickers.
Stickers in there, so I know what they look like. I'm looking at this. I might use a paintbrush because looking at it, it's only those little silly red lines and black triangles and the representation of the windows that are left. And so, yeah, I might give it a go with a paintbrush, fine paintbrush. I might be able to replicate them, not accurately, but the guy that I'm doing this thing for, I don't want to use this as an excuse, but he is partially sighted, so I don't think he's going to make any complaints. It's just my own personal satisfaction that's really
Can you like paint in where the cracks are?
No, because one thing you don't know about me is I got a bit of a temper.
Oh
No.
A lack of patience. A lack of patience.
A lack of patience. Yeah. Plus, there's one thing that annoys me in this life, and that's things that don't go right. That's
which is everything.
So there we go, ladies and germs.
You got it down to one character flaw. That's pretty good in my book.
No, it's my arrogance that's my only fault, really.
Well, because you're British, that's why.
Narcissistic little person, Bernie.
When you've reached a level of perfection like Bernie has, you have less patience for the little things.
And that's when things go flying.
Yeah.
or crushed or whatever. And my wife knows the symptoms. If everything goes quiet, I know she's left the house, which means that.
Oh, is that the secret? Oh, okay.
I think actually, this is probably why she was leaving. I decided to have a go at home brewing my own thinners and everything.
Uh-oh.
I got fed up with paying the price for thinners and airbrush cleaner, so I've made my own. It's a pretty color.
Oh, it's lovely. Does it smell like lavender?
They're normally blue, I think. You'll find, Bernie.
That's cleaner. Basically, it's only IPA water, and the colouring is a bit of screen wash, windscreen wash. Just
that'll make a good thinner.
That's a good thinner for Tamiya's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made a thinner, which is basically the same as that, but without the screen wash.
What percentage is the IPA?
I've used what about a third?
No. The IPA itself comes in 70%.
It's 99%.
Right, that's fine. Anything over 90, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's the pure stuff. It's not the stuff for rubbing alcohol or anything.
Yeah, you don't want the stuff.
And kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't taste very nice. But you get a hangover.
And that's why he put the pink coloring in it to remind him not to drink it.
Yeah.
You've obviously never seen pink gin then, Lou?
Well,
not the first time. Not going down.
Actually,
Going back up again, maybe.
You're coming up as a totally different color, I can assure you. Yeah, and I just added into that. I made my own retarder, but it's an improver retarder. That's a mixture of water, glycerine, and glycol.
Oh,
helps a bit. You need a few drops, but it's a hell of an expensive stuff to buy this stuff. But
which one? The glycerol?
Well, no. If you bought commercial retarder,
oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, this stuff. I mean, you buy glycol and glycerine in little bottles like that, and that's like pennies, really. A couple of pounds for all these bottles.
Your local pharmacy.
Yeah, but you end up paying. I think I'm going to be paying the equivalent of about £4 for what I'm paying about £16 to £20 for in finished product. So it's a no-brainer, really. Now, if I can get the hang of using this stuff, then maybe I'll think it's worthwhile. But
you lost your temper there, folks.
Yeah.
I know Gilbert Mondragon has a video online about his thinner and retarder and so on, and it's excellent. That's the way I do mine.
Yeah.
Hello, mine is that color.
Oh, that looks tastier.
It's Romulan ale, folks.
Oh, it's Romulan ale.
Minty.
It's Romulan ale, folks.
It's basically the screen wash I'm using is that color, so that's where it ends up.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I got to
window cleaner.
The only thing I got to watch at the moment is because it's so warm. I'm keeping a bottle of water handy, and I just have to make sure I pick up the right thing.
That's why I said you colored it, so you remember not to drink it.
If I fall on the floor halfway through this, remind me to check the label on the bottle.
If I fall on the floor halfway through this, it's just Saturday morning.
I think if you drank IPA, it would be too late.
It'll be too late. He's gone.
Yeah,
He's drinking it already. He's drinking it already.
You would never
He's gone already, folks.
You would never see an R model.
Anyway, I've got to pluck up a bit of courage. I've been spending money again.
Ooh, hello. I believe you blamed Liam for that one.
No, I blame Liam for Liam. Hold on a minute.
Liam.
Have I been drinking the right stuff?
Liam.
He's drinking the right thing.
He blamed me for the big one. I got him to buy the ginormous ones.
Yeah, that thing there.
Oh, the mosquito.
Aussie, yeah.
That's my fault.
That is, yeah, here we go.
How can a mosquito have such a big box?
Yeah, well, because it's a big aeroplane. It's a 1/24th scale. Hey, does this count for the wooden model?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Has to be wood.
like that as well.
Actually, I wish I'd kept it. Many, many years ago when I was a child, I was given a little wooden aeroplane to play with. And it was a model that was built by my uncle, who was an RAF mechanic during the Second World War. And he'd made this from wood himself. And it was a mosquito, I've since found out. And I was playing with a real wooden mosquito when I was a small child. I just wish I'd kept it.
And it probably would be worth a whole lot now as well.
Yeah, it wasn't a kit or anything.
It doesn't matter. It's the kind of thing that does the collector's journey. So.
But yeah, I haven't really made a start on it because I've just been collecting materials, all the aftermarket stuff, reference material and stuff like that. I want to make a half
I
decent.
cannot believe this. Bernie is probably the only person I've seen that has a folder designed for just the mosquito. I have never seen that in my life. I'm sorry. That is just plain awesome. That is just plain awesome.
Awesome or OCD, one or the other.
Both? Can I say both?
Well, the thing is the longer I spend collecting raw material and reference material, the longer it is I have to put off starting it. Because I'm really worried about starting this one.
Bernie.
Yeah, I gotta say I do the kind of the same thing, but on a different scale, different way. So yes, just putting off stuff.
As long as you remember,
Stuff, yeah.
as long as you remember, Bernie, whenever you finish the model, don't look at the reference material anymore. Then you'll see where you went wrong.
That's right.
And it's too late to do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, do you know, I have been fretting about, I found out that in the cockpit, there are these wooden discs that are attached to the cockpit wall to mount all the wiring and radio gear and everything on. And I've been working out how many thicknesses, how many punches of paper I've got to work out to laminate together to make each one of those. I'm going to be disappearing down a rabbit hole every day soon.
I think building the Katinga was the right approach, because if you launch into a huge build, you'll be put off. You'll stop the hobby. It'll just be too.
I've not graduated to a Katinga yet. That's just a plain old.
All right, sorry, a D7. Sorry,
you know better than that.
Mr.
You know
Pedantic.
better than that, Liam.
I know. Well,
Mr. Pedantic.
I have got an interim stage. I've still got that larger scale D7 to make as well. The 1350 D7. Is it 1350? No, it's
No.
537.
yeah.
537.
One what?
537.
537.
537. Yeah, that's the fella. I've got that one to do. I'll try and do a better job on that one and then work up. Although there's some stuff that I can get on with the Mosquito, the engines and such like, because I used to work for Rolls-Royce, so I got access to a lot of old information.
blessings.
Bless you. Was that an explosion? Or was it?
Goes in height.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Not a lot, guys. It's just been back on the weather again. Too warm.
Well, yeah, I gotta say your background is actually quite inspiring for precarious reasons.
Well,
Your workbenches look freaking awesome. Look at all that organization. You know what, Jim? If I get half of that organizational ability, you would probably build me a monument for that. So.
It's compensation. That's exactly. The more time I spend organising that, the more time I can put off actually putting.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's my MO right now. Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
It's gathering resources, I call it.
Usually mine will get cleaned off like that, but once a year, and lasts about as long as until I start the next project.
Yeah.
Well, being in this regard, I have good excuses to go to Home Depot just to look.
That's it. Looking around those shelves, all nice and neat. Everything's in alphabetical order. It's an OCD character's dream, really, going around those places, isn't it?
What are the A's doing in the base?
My thing was with the previous tables, I was putting things on the floor like a hot solder iron. That's just not safe. So I didn't have a spot for stuff, that would make it safe and convenient and all that stuff. And unfortunately, power is still transmitted through copper wire, not magically like on Trek or something,
You want to come and tidy my desk, Bernie, anytime?
I thought mine was bad.
We're able to come up for air on that one, so.
Yeah. But you know where everything is, Liam, don't you?
That's why Liam looks like he's working on his lap.
I am actually, yes. Hence my 1/24 scale aircraft are all at the bottom of the shelf.
Have you got
Okay,
graded in size, Liam? They grade in size, do you? Where have you got the 1000 stuff? Is that on the floor?
It probably
No,
is.
it's at the top.
Oh no, it's at the top. Yeah.
Is it?
So,
Smaller the scale.
yeah.
He's doing a one.
Well, it's interesting. I saw on the news that I think it was in Egypt, they uncovered a sarcophagus.
Yes.
And inside was sewer water and 3 skeletons. I think in about 1,000 years, we're going to find
Yeah.
Liam that way.
It's not really sewer water. That's not really sewer water. That's in there.
Please, James, tell us what it is.
It's liquefied corpse, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's the fourth guy.
Well, okay, sewer, liquefied corpse. I think it's
And
the same
What
range.
interesting things we talk about besides modeling?
Yeah, what does this have to do? So get us back on track there, Mr. Heath. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, guys. I've been a very busy boy today, very, very busy. But first things first, I'm going to show a haul.
A what?
A haul, a modeling haul.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
That sounds dirty.
Well, I bit the bullet.
H-A-U-L.
I bit the bullet, and I got myself a
Ooh,
nice
turntable.
turntable for my models.
nice.
That's pretty.
It is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it motorized?
It's motorized, yes.
Is it
Wind up
or
or
you plug it in
battery?
the Wall.
It's battery.
Battery.
Powered.
How much weight will it
C
take?
size. Pardon?
How much weight will it take? How heavy a model can you put on it?
Oh, it's just for a plastic one. You can't put die cast on there because there's a nice big warning on the back. Plastic only, no die cast. You put die cast on it, it stops revolving.
Well, that leaves you out, huh?
Yeah, that leaves me out. You didn't think I was listening, did you, Jack?
I don't think you're plastic, but you're closer to die-cast, not plastic.
Hey, I'm not Wolverine.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, I decided to start something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm building a Ducati.
Ooh.
You're going to do a motorcycle.
A Desmo line.
Yeah.
Yes, this is from the
Be sure to
this is
wear
from
a
the
helmet.
2000. This is the 2008 championship winning bike. This is a 1/9 scale,
Uh-huh.
and here it is now.
Oh,
Been buzzing.
Yes, I did this all today.
wow. Is it all pre-colored, or have you had to
No,
spend time
No,
painting it?
I painted the engine. I thought it was like a snap type, but no, called for paint. So I've basically just finished this just before we started. So
Yeah, but his
So,
date
yeah.
started before all of ours.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
oh yeah, if you want to rub that in, Lou.
That's really something if it's 8 o'clock in the morning, but if it's 10 o'clock at night, you've got a little time.
Believe it or not, I've been working on this all afternoon. I've been working on this all afternoon. It's the decal. Okay, the only complaint I have is the decals on this thing. It's like, ugh. I used my decal fix, and I've only got one. It's supposed to be another Bridgestone on this side of the fairing,
Mhm.
but that one got destroyed. So I thought, oh well, it'd be different. Have one on one side. So that's that. This.
I say it went the same place as Bernie's D7 decals, huh?
Yeah, just about.
Ireland.
Let's put it this way, my wife comes in and she goes, "I've never heard such language." But that's what I'm building right at this moment. I did go into some shops. Yes, I got myself another F1 car to build. This is the Red Bull Racing 2010 championship-winning Formula One car. This is the one that Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel drove in 2010. This is the RB6, complete with photo etch.
Ooh.
And believe it or not, no decals for the tires. Just that little thing there.
Just a template.
You see, just the template. Seat belts and everything are in there. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Oh, I've got the. Oh, there are decals in here, but I've got the choice of stencil work or use the decals.
Stencil.
Yeah.
Stencil.
For tires, yeah.
Stencil's better.
Yeah. Probably be better.
Practice for.
But no, this is okay. Again, with Tamiya kits and F1s, curbside.
Yeah, no motor.
Upset. Unlike a motorbike, you get all engines all the time.
Because they're hard to hide. They're hard to hide.
Yeah, they are hard to hide. But no, I'm looking forward to building this one too. This one's going to be a good build. It's going to be an excellent build. I think it's going to be an excellent build anyway because I love my F1s.
Back in a minute.
Yeah.
Heath,
So there's that one.
Heath, would you mind holding up the side of the tire so I can see how big your tires are?
Certainly.
And I want to see, I'm curious about stenciling on a tire. Okay. Are the names raised on the tire?
Not that I can see.
Okay. So you couldn't just dry brush over them. You'd have to use a stencil or a decal.
Yeah. And it looks like I'll be using the stencil because that's what I want to use.
Uh-huh.
Because I hate using those back to front. I hate using those back to front flame and bloody decals. They're a menace.
These are rub down ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate those.
Right. And here's another bike. This one Jack might recognize.
Oh.
This is a Honda.
Oh, that's
It's a CBR. It's a Honda
It is a CBR?
VFR.
Is it a CBR? What year is that? That looks like
This is a
80s, 90s.
Hang on, let me have a look.
Late
say
80s,
here.
early 90s.
1988. This is a 1988 VF. This is a VFR 750R.
Yeah, they were developing the crotch rockets in that era.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, it's a nice little kit too. It's a nice little kit.
Mm-hmm.
It's got. This one's a 112, unlike the Caddy, which is a 1/9. But here we go. We got ribbing. We got ribbing, and the tires are like road tires. Little screwdrivers, and even a clear. Here we are. Let's have a look here. Clear fairing, and a. Hang on, let me just see if I can get this out. Come on. Well, there. You can just have a look. You can just see there. There's the clear fairing there, and there's one here. Oh, what the hell did they do? Hang on a minute. Oh, I didn't see this before. There's all these other bikes on here. Honda VT 250F, CBR 400, Honda NSR 500. So yeah, but this has got like clear front cowling and the windshield. What was that? There's all the about 3 or 4 sprues. Actually, 2 sprues. 2 sprues.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going to be after I finish my Ducati. I'll be doing this one. I've made too many F1 cars this year, so.
Got
You
DVD.
can't have too many. Come on.
Oh, hello. What's happened here? Last one. Now I'm just wondering, Jack, could this particular aircraft be used for the nautical?
Oh, Tomcat, sure.
Flies
Yeah, the
off.
F-14.
Yeah, that's on there on aircraft carriers. Yeah,
Yeah, this one's from the USS Carl Vinson.
as long as it's got Navy markings on it, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's got
Naval
Navy
version,
markings right.
yeah.
Yeah. It's got Navy markings. You can see there, just on the engine
Nice. There you go.
there. So there you
Works
go.
for me.
Works for me too, eh? But that's my little haul.
That was ironic, Heath, because you just mentioned just now, what was that when you heard that sound? That sound was my phone telling me I had an email, and the email was to tell me that my local model shop has now got that in stock.
Ooh. You know what? That's probably an awesome kit. Is that a 42 scale or a 72 scale?
That's
48.
48.
I'm sorry.
That's the 48.
48. Oh, yeah. That's a good scale to work in too. That's a lot of fun to work in.
The 14 I've
yeah,
got is a 7.2.
I have the AMT kit of that. In fact, it's right here somewhere.
Wasn't that a Top Gun one, Jack? Yes, it is.
Well, this isn't labeled as such. No, obviously.
You haven't even opened it yet.
I did build this up early in my return to the hobby. It turned out okay. This will be actually a pretty cool one to light, even. So, I might even put actuators in there to make the wings flex. Yeah, that'd be something fun. But the Tamiya would probably be a better kit to do that with because it's probably a sturdier plastic and a better made kit. The AMT kit's okay, but I'm sure Tamiya is like superior. You know.
Oh, I forgot to show you. Watch the back wheel.
Oh yeah,
Got working suspension. Yeah.
Wheel goes up, wheel goes down.
Yeah, well, there you can just see the spring. Right in there, doing the flex. And 1 and 2 and 3. Good exercise. So when this is finished, I'll be showing this on Google Plus and on the evil Facebook page. But so far, so good. That's me done.
That's you done. All right. I'm going to do screen shares before getting to Jim. And let's see, what do we have here? This is the Peacekeeper.
Oh!
Look at the size of that.
Big model.
Is that jet and propeller?
Both, yeah.
Oops.
That's a turbo. It's a turbo prop, yeah.
Sorry. Let me see if I can get it back up and running.
It does have 4 jet engines as well.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a pretty big model. That's not naval. That's Air Force.
That looks like it's bigger than the Spruce Goose.
Yeah, you guys. One of you guys brought up President Trump's Space Force as a kind of a Farsi thing. But you know something, when the Air Force was started, it was kind of a far-fetched thing too. You know, the reception of that idea was very similar. It used to be part of the Army, and until it divided off into its own branch of the military. So a Space Force is not so far off. I don't see it being an issue. I think it's actually pretty interesting. But I think the logistics of a Space Force is probably more complex than maybe an Air Force. But this certainly is an example of one of the Air Force's most interesting planes. And I've got to say, this is pristine.
That is very.
That is incredible. 6 engines, 6 propelled engines.
And a couple of jet pods as well.
Yeah.
72 scale monogram one or Revell one, or there's somebody does a 48 scale version of that.
Wow.
Fiberglass.
Whoa.
I'm just trying to think of how he got that to the show.
Probably flew it there.
I mean, does it come apart? Does it? How do you put that in the elevator? I mean,
I don't see any seam lines where you
No,
can take the
it's
wings
very
off.
clean.
How do you put that in a car?
Yeah, That does not fit in the hatchback very easily.
You'd have to carry it. Well, I don't know about the car thing, but you would have to carry it sort of like with the wings going
Unless
vertically.
the wings come off.
You maybe could get it in the back seat or something like that. But
Unless the wings come off.
I was gonna say unless there is some. Well, but look how clean that seam is. Those wings can't.
You can't see
No.
anything there, can you?
there's no seam there that I can see.
There's a close-up. I can't zoom in on this, but there's a closer-upper there. Look at that.
Yeah,
There's not a seam on there.
I'm envious of people that can do metallics that cleanly.
Yeah.
Mine would have a big old thumbprint in it somewhere.
Mine would have a seam and a thumbprint.
Yeah.
At least it's going to be yours. You know, nobody else can steal it.
Maybe he built it in place. He built it at the show.
Maybe.
You know, that's a possibility.
must be still there then.
And now he's wondering how to get it home.
That's like that Nebulon B model that they had at Wonderfest this year.
Not necessarily naval, but certainly was an interesting build to show off here in our community. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fine there, Jack.
Yeah, you're just patiently waiting.
Suffering through this heat. And it's
There we go again.
More than the
Someone
heat.
talking about the heat.
Well, I have to admit, last weekend I was sitting in my living room with a ceiling fan and a fan blowing on me, and every time I moved, I felt like not moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It was a little warm too quick, though. But long and short of it, I think it's going to be nice today, though. I think
it's not bad. It's 27 degrees right now, Celsius. So
that's still more
milder than what it has been.
Yeah.
And well, not a lot done on the bench. Most because of the heat. I'm spending a lot of time outside, much as I can. And what I am working on, I guess it's modeling, but I'm doing, this is for a friend, I'm doing a prop nut cover for his drone. Doesn't have a cover for the prop, and he wants a prop screw cover. So I'm in the process of designing one. I found one design, but it's got flaws. So I'm in the process. I've been redesigning it. But I'm doing it in PLA right now. But I'll have to when I do the final one, it'll be in ABS because it's got to be able to take outside temperatures and the heat. So, which PLA is not the greatest for in constant sunlight. And I'm still waiting for my my dollhouse kit to come in.
For your sister.
That's been what, a good 6 weeks at least?
Yeah, it was the original arrival date was supposed to have been on the 7th. And it hasn't arrived yet, so hopefully it gets here soon. But it's on some slow boat from China, so
yeah, looking like less of a bargain now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you get that every so often.
Last night we went to a new place to eat, and on the way stumbled across a dollhouse shop.
Yep.
It's not very large. It's probably maybe 3 times bigger than this room, maybe 4 times. It's just a little neighborhood restaurant that had like these microbrews, and about 2 doors down next to the police station, there was this. I should go in there and check it out because when I saw that, I actually thought of you. Yeah. Because of your next build doing the architectural thing. I wonder how big that side of the hobby really is, or how lucrative it is. Does that make sense?
It's probably as big as as the modeling hobby, but it's more hidden.
Depends what your overhead is. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it does have a following, and people who are into it will travel miles to go to a store that they find. It's like I don't have there isn't a dollhouse store in here, but there's one up in a village north of here. There's one up there, and people come from Toronto and everything else to go to that one.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just hanging out with the live chatters.
But it's a good place for items for detailing and that for dioramas and stuff like that too. So
you may even get lighting.
You can get lighting, yeah.
Oh
so, yeah. There's lighting in that for your buildings and everything else. So it's another place to not overlook for looking for diorama pieces. So for your models, so. Because again, with the dollhouses, they got different scales too. So there's all different sizes of the artifacts for them. And some of them are tremendously detailed too.
Well, the thing too, I'm thinking just now that you're bringing it up, is that this particular hobby, or at least in the communities, the male of the species seems to very much dominate. There's a few women, and some of them, and all of them actually are much better than I am as a modeler. I wonder, when it comes to dollhouses, what the demographics is like. Do you have any idea of what that might be?
I would say it's probably at least 70% female, I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why does that surprise me? I don't know.
Because they love going for the decoration, the interior design stuff. Others go in for the building design, and that the men that get into it you'll get a lot of these more modernistic style homes and stuff like that, which comes out of an interest for architecture. So a lot more interest in the actual design of the building or the room, as opposed to the interior decorating, and the women tend to get more involved with the interior decorating.
It's a big hobby in Japan too. So
yeah,
because they can build big houses, but they can't own one.
Well, that's about right. That's about right. Yeah, that's so. But the one that you're doing is paper, though, isn't it?
No, it's
no.
A lot of it's there's some paper in it, but a lot of it is laser cut wood.
Did you? I don't know if this was on Facebook, or I think it might have been on Facebook community. Somebody did show off a paper model of like a suburban colonial. Maybe, I don't know what scale it would be, because Mark brought up a few ideas of what scales they would be, like 1/6, 1/7, 1/8. What scale are you building? You know?
I think it's probably close to. I think it's either 1/12 or 1/9 or something like that. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, this particular individual, I would probably say it was probably a 1/6. I'm thinking, at least, because it probably wasn't more than a foot tall.
Yeah.
That'd probably be. Yeah, I couldn't tell. It was sitting on a tabletop, but somebody did in the community, and you know what? I got a picture queued up for next share, but I think the next one I'll probably look that up and see if I can find it. I thought that was a really unusual post, but he said, I think if I recall right, and I'm paraphrasing, it was the first time he did a paper model, and he really liked it. He wanted to do it again because It was very simple. It wasn't, oh my gosh, the level of detail that you get into? No, that's hardly the case. But certainly he felt he got his feet wet.
Oh yeah, no, there's some really detailed paper models in for architectural. There's one. I was looking at one yesterday. It's from Japan. If you're familiar with Studio Ghibli shows, there's a model out. It's produced for the Ghibli Museum, and it's like a village, but it's made up all of street scenes from the different shows, from the different movies. So it's all the architecture, and it's a tremendous piece of work. But it looks really, really neat, and it's really high detailed.
All right. Well, on Mr. Jim?
I'm finished here, yeah.
Oh, okay. Very good. Other than suffering from the heat that we've been having lately, you and I are in the same longitude, so
yeah.
On the map, you're a little further north, so it's a little colder and a little hotter, I think, where you're at, actually. The live chat, George showed up, Mark showed up, Ken showed up, Carwin showed up. He's out of sorts today, and we don't blame him.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, he had a bit of an incident at home, and then he had another incident after that. It's like poor Welsh guy can't get a break.
Get well, Carwin.
So,
yeah.
We're hoping everything. Of course, we're all hoping everything gets put back together again, Carwin. But boy, what an experience. Anyway, moving on forward. Let's see. I got this screen share. Since I did the pristine airplane, we're going to go quite the opposite on this, on the other end of the scale. Look at this rust.
Yeah.
That is amazing. This is on the Google Plus community. I think this is the only picture.
Yeah, it's the only picture of that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Joseph Verducci, I think you
can't take nice care of your stuff. You shouldn't have it.
He's either
but he does. He loves doing rust stuff, and
he's either French or Portuguese, but certainly that's not Spanish. I don't know which.
Portuguese.
Okay, Portuguese. Okay. Yeah, I can't speak Portuguese, but if you understand English, Joseph, please post more pictures because we like them. This is awesome. This is really
okay.
awesome.
It's from the. Apparently, it's a tank that was used in the
Argentine.
Falkland War. Yeah.
That's pretty damp down there too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Las Malvinas.
Rust up real quick there. But he's got that molting going on. The rust, of course, the paint. I mean, I don't know. This is just...
It's got texture to it, hasn't it?
It's got character.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bernie, one of these days your patience will give and you'll be able to do this.
Well, I'm actually going out to see, not specifically to see this, but I will be seeing an old ferret scout car that someone's got outside their yard tomorrow, and that's in a similar condition to that. Well, you know, making interesting stuff.
Ferrets are interesting. They're a great little vehicle.
Yeah. Well, the thing is somebody's told me it's a ferret, but I'm looking at the photograph they've sent me because I can see it on Google Maps, well, Street View. And it looks like a Humber Scout car to me. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to go take a trip out there to find out what it actually is.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by it. The guy's bought it for whatever reason, whether he's going to restore it or not, but it's been outside his yard for about 5-6 years now.
The Humber's a little taller than the Ferret.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a good sniff around it, so if I can see if there's any nameplates or anything on it. Find out what it is.
Yeah, that's that on that one. Let's close up here and moving on forward. How you doing there, Liam? What you got to show off today?
For a change of something rather than an ongoing low progress and whatever. No, well, I mean, I have a couple of things. I'm waiting for 4 rubber feet for this. I can't finish it without 4 rubber feet because the sound box. What I found was when I put the sound in, if it just lies flat, it's too close to the ground. I need a spacer. So I've ordered 4 rubber feet. They were supposed to be here last week. Haven't arrived from Amazon for some reason, but we'll see. I just didn't want to buy them locally because it was £9 for 4 rubber feet.
How big are these feet?
Oh, look! I mean, teeny weeny little 10mm by.
Can't cannibalize them off of something else.
I thought, Lou, I would have some old piece of equipment or hardware or something. I've searched everything. Nothing has rubber feet.
Nowhere local that would have anything like it.
Nothing at a hardware store.
Home base is literally just 400 yards from here. That's £9. Ran up 4 rubber feet. I am not paying for. It's just crazy. So I ordered them from Amazon. They should be here. Like once that's done, finished, gone, given to the new owner, and hopefully he'll be happy with it. We'll see how it goes. Also then it was. I've been back and forth with this, the lunar module, but I thought then I just took a notion this week because we were sort of in the middle of the anniversary. I've been doing a little bit of progress on it. I wasn't
anniversary cake.
Yeah. Not yet. Yeah, I did. I was going to ask a question about that, but I might not bother now. The instructions tell you to put all of this wonderful
foil
on as you build it. There's just no way it would have gone together easily. So what I decided to do was to assemble it, and then I will apply the foil.
Is it a dragon kit?
Well, it's a Revell kit, but it's
the old Revell.
Oh, okay.
So it's pre-launch, I think it was made. So it's not the most accurate kit in the world, and it's typical 1980s pin marks and sync marks and all sorts of things wrong with it. And it's not terribly detailed, but again, I'm not getting tied up as I usually do. This is what I'm warning you about, Bernie. You end up getting materials and research, and you want I want to make that more accurate and this more accurate. I just want to finish it to the point where it's looking the part. Buzz Aldrin's in there, but you can't see him because at the minute the windows are masked, and then we have Mr. Armstrong. Whoops, not going to focus. Yeah. He will go on the base.
His legs.
Sorry?
Something's attacking his leg.
Something's holding him while he tried.
Yeah. That's one small peg for man. One giant peg for mankind.
So it's getting there. It's okay. I mean, I've got all the parts are done now. It's a case now of starting on the painting and how do you apply that foil or take a different approach. The one thing I wanted to ask about was the base. It's not how can I put it? It's too solid looking. I need to come up with some method of doing lunar soil that's sort of soily but won't move. I've thought about various different things, but everything I've thought about then applying it and getting it to stay down without blowing every time you move the kit or something. I just couldn't think of any ideas.
Leave it on a show for a few years. It'll get its own dust.
That's true. Yes, and it'll be even the right color, Lou. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Liam, I was just thinking, rather than putting the foil on, if you were to use a heavier, thick paint to paint the texture on the bank, and then use a gold paint, would probably work out better than the foil.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I use a texture
because I know from the pictures. I don't know if you'll see this. Probably won't show up that well, but
yeah.
But it's not even gold. It's various different. It's gold,
more of
and
a
there's
coppery
top, and there's black, and there's all sorts. I mean, and even the way the lunar module itself is painted, it's all sort of parts of it are black and parts of it are silver and parts of it. So it's one of those things again. If I really, really got into it, it would drive me nuts. I just want to, for a change, build something, spend a bit of time on it, and be happy with it. And
have any of this here?
Oh, the Mr. Surfacer stuff. Well, I mean, the stuff. I mean, this base is literally just
plaster Paris or polyfill. Okay.
So even that, because if it's thin enough and you apply it on, you get a stippled effect anyhow. So it might be a very good idea, James, to try that it's all of these legs I mean, when you see how spindly the thing is, how they survived
It landing, yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's like a set
It's
of,
like an erector set. Yeah, it looks
yeah,
great.
or bicycle parts. It's almost made of bicycle frames.
Yeah.
No
Well,
strength,
it was all staged anyway. So
don't you start again. We had all that this week. Yes, I know.
hey, Liam,
Yeah.
no joke. If you look up some pictures of the lunar module that they've got on display at the Smithsonian,
Yeah.
You might get some better references for what panels are actually black and
Because
what panels are not. Because when I was working on the Dragon travesty, I noticed that what looked black on a picture was only metal, but at an angle where the light wasn't hitting it.
Right. Yeah.
So if you go into the Smithsonian where they've got even light all around it, you can see which panels are actually black and which are metal.
Yeah, because the stage lighting makes it so contrasty.
Yeah.
You can't see the rubber detail.
Stanley was not very good with the stage lighting on that.
There you go. One hour thing then. I was sitting last night. My wife was watching a soap, and I didn't want to come out here to start working in it. And I've had the Bandai kit of this thing sitting for so long.
Uh-huh.
I just took a notion to say, I know everyone raves about the Bandai stuff. It's the first time I built a Bandai kit. It's amazing. It's all, if they had the license for everything, I would not buy a kit from another manufacturer.
Liam's not a Bandai virgin anymore.
No, it's I use glue, but I only use glue for my own satisfaction. I mean, everything just slots together. Everything fits.
I use glue on Bandai kits because I don't like what I call the Bandai squeak.
Yeah. I do agree. I mean, I have used some in certain places, Lou, but so much of it, it's just crazy.
But if you're building something like the Falcon or whatever, and you pick it up, you've got the Bandai squeak because
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Even the fact you can't even put the wrong pieces in the wrong place because they make sure that they connect
exactly.
the holes. It's just so well thought out. If there was a bigger, do they do a 1/48 scale of this? They do, I think.
They do about a million different scales.
Yeah. It's just getting it in the UK. I know these are on Amazon UK for £19.
Yeah. But
it's from a Japanese supplier, so chances are by the time it comes in, it'll be customs charges, and I don't know what that. I actually bought this originally from a company Hobby Link Japan.
Yeah.
But it was way back when the exchange rate.
I'm surprised the UK shops don't stock those.
Not allowed to. Not licensed in Europe. That's the problem. But I got that from Hobby Link Japan. At the time, the exchange rate was so favorable, it was only £15, which gets under the radar of the charges. So,
right.
But I'm intrigued. I must say, if I can get another one, I may have another go with another Bandai kit. But it's just the fact that's like an hour's work.
Yeah. You can build a Bandai kit in an afternoon easy.
Yeah. But I do. It's again. It's the reason I started to do was the guy who commissioned me to do the X-wing, one of these X-wings. I've promised that for later this year, but the way things are going, it's going to be sometime next year before I get to it. So I'm going to do that for him as an in-between gift to keep him happy, keep him sweet.
The amazing thing about Bandai kits to me is how they can get like 5 or 6 different colors on the same tree.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
The way they inject the plastic onto the mold, it's amazing. It's astounding.
And there's no flash anywhere.
No.
You know, if they can do it, it must be.
Yeah, you look at that and you say, why can't everybody do that?
Yeah, I mean, I know most of what they do is the Gundam stuff, which I have no interest in at all. But it's just a pity they don't have licenses for our gear and have a European supplier distributor. But before I finish, the Katinga prices in the States seems to be working at about $89.
I think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Here, it's £129.95, which works out at what? That's $200. We're back to the silliness. Yeah. I definitely want one, and it is available to pre-order, but it's just insane.
I'll get one. I'll stick a little sail on it, and I'll push it into the Atlantic Ocean for you.
I might take you up on that. We'll see how it goes. I know. I think as a Cult TV man, have a 10% discount or something at the minute as well. So,
yeah.
But no, it's the UK supplier or distributor for all of those Mobius Polar Lights kits. Is a company called Amarang. and their pricing is just even allowing for the exchange rate, even allowing for value-added tax, it's still a good 30% more expensive than it is in the States. It's crazy. And then postage to here, I had to send something, or someone sent me something, sorry, from Salem in Massachusetts, and all it was a book, and it was $35 to post, which was insane.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. The other thing at Bandai is they've done so much research on combinations of plastics and surfaces. I mean, they have surfaces that are just polished sheen that come out of the casting.
Yeah. That's the other thing, James. I mean, I had my knife and my sanding stick. You do need to use
They're
your
all undergated.
You do need to use your to take the parts off.
Yeah.
But then when they're off, if there's any flash at all left, you just literally flick it off with your finger.
Yeah.
It just seems that's incredible. Just really, really impressed with them. So that's my Bandai send me a kit. That's my 10 pence worth. So there you go. But that's I'm for a change of building something, Jack. I'm happy with that. That something's actually happening.
They'll send you a Gundam.
Oh, very cool.
I wouldn't say
very
no,
cool because you had a bit of a dry spell there too.
Yeah.
So
it again, as I said to Bernie, the problem is I get bogged down. I go for far too much detail. I try too hard. I'm not happy with something, and I keep at it and at it and at it, and it actually makes you even more frustrated, which is not good for Bernie. Even more frustrated. You just end up not finishing something. Which I mean, I still have that Messerschmitt 410 from last year, which it's 98% done. But the photo etching it drove me to such distraction that I will get back to it probably before the end of the year. It's only about maybe a week's work to finish it off, but it's just so frustrating sometimes. Yeah.
This is a problem of being a perfectionist, Liam, that you're never happy with what you've done. You've always got to fiddle with it. And never improves anything.
No, if anything, you end up damaging the thing. Yeah. Been there, done that. T-shirt, yes. But
I would have had the T-shirt, but I fiddled with it and it broke.
Yes.
Still something on it.
You wore the lettering. The lettering wore off. Yes, I know. But that's where I am at the minute, Jack. So something's happening at least. And at 17 degrees, I left the weather till the end.
I can't seem to find that house on Facebook, and my computer being so rapid, this is like a bullet train here. Actually.
Was it in the image scale modelers?
I was only able to come up with this so far, going back to the Google Plus community. Of course, Ken also posted this on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Our master scratch builder, and this is the Space 1999 for. Oh gosh, I don't know why it got so popular. Why this is so popular? I don't get it. But being a sci-fi guy myself, I don't get it. Go figure. But this is actually quite amazing. This is all scratch built. So talk about perfectionist.
That's your house, by the way, Jack.
What's that?
That's your house.
That's my house?
No, the house you were looking for.
No, that's not the house I was looking for, but I see your point.
No, that house.
No, that one there.
That one there. Sorry, I clicked the wrong window.
Wow.
Problem with that one is the flies.
The flies?
Amityville joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I thought that was the one you were looking for. Sorry.
Well, no, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's this wonderful thing in Facebook on the left-hand side of the Facebook page. You can search and you type in paper and it brings up that. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's the Amityville house. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thank you for having a quicker computer than me. But this is the next thing that I'm screen sharing here, because Ken is always fun to watch build. I don't know. I like to sit in a room and just watch. I'd like to be the fly in his room and watch him build.
I wish he would stick a camera to while he's working, just to point at what he's doing. I wouldn't want commentary or feedback. I just want to see how he does it.
The time lapse of watching him work.
Yeah, I did see a time lapse of a guy using 8,000 popsicle sticks to build a house, and he did a time lapse, and it was actually a long video. It was like about 15-20 minutes long, but it was a pretty large house. And yeah, Ken, if you're watching, there you have it. Maybe if you do videos, you don't have to speak. If you do a time lapse, we'll understand your language. Hand. What do you call it? Sign language. If you just do a time lapse, that would be actually pretty cool. Just a suggestion, Ken. Just a suggestion.
He is in the chat room, so hopefully he'll respond.
Oh yeah, he's in the chat room. All right. Let's see. Carwin says Bandai are the bee's knees. With mutts, nuts, the dog's doodahs, and model building. In other words, they are the bullocks. Okay. And let's see. I asked is it Steve Sutton? Yeah, I'm thinking John because I had a classmate named John Sutton, and I don't know, getting that mixed up. But Steve says he's in San Francisco and he's going to tour the town, go back home on Tuesday. And I asked him if there's any hobby shops in San Francisco. It says, looks like one hobby shop in San Francisco, but not open until 1. Well, that's because they're token up. You know, they got to get their toke on so that they can open up the train shop.
Wake and bake.
Wake and bake, right. There's one south of Oakland, but I don't think I have time to visit. And also, Ken, with all his scratch building, he says he's also working on the Bride of Frankenstein model kit. Where does he find the time? Carwin says kit actorizing is a trap. Well, yes. So is selling the only 2 tables you have in the house that you're using for your hobbies. So moving on forward, how you doing there, Lou?
It's my turn. Yay!
Now Google left to right.
I'm doing much better this week than I did last week. Last week was not a good week.
Yeah, you're doing something pretty cool there with the Kelvin.
Working on the Kelvin. Speaking of degrees, it is several, I don't know, fraction of a degree Kelvin here. You notice anything about this base? You might not.
Hold it up a bit higher.
San Francisco, NCC 0154. I guess 0154. I got it. San Francisco. I don't know.
Get the number wrong?
The number is actually 0. It's supposed to be 0514. The base has the number wrong.
Not good. Not good.
It's raised lettering. It's not anything I can edit.
I'm
hoping that's a factor of being an early test shot and will be corrected. But if not, if it is corrected, then I'm going to put that in as a rarity, one-of-a-kind item and savor it for the special thing that it is. But working on a first-generation test shot, you're bound to run into problems like that.
Right. Yeah. Well, you could always get Bernie to go over to the executive offices. He'll give him a piece of his mind.
Am I the only one that thinks it's a crap ship?
Yes.
Don't hold back and tell it like it is.
It's almost.
Back, tell us how you really feel.
How they decide which kit to bring out? It's crap. It's just a stupid design of a horrible spaceship.
But it makes a nice salt shaker.
And exactly, it's a pizza cutter salt shaker. Yeah.
It would make a very nice pizza cutter.
Less crappy than some aspects of the JJ prize, but that's a whole other argument.
Yeah.
No, it had at least some style about it, Randall. I've started it now. They're all going to huff now. No one's going to speak now.
It's not so bad for what it was. I mean, for basically for what it was supposed to be 5 minutes at the beginning of the movie and then get blown up. So you're not going to invest a heck of a lot of time in the design and of a basically disposable ship.
Yeah, well, Carwin says JJ had the movie wrong, so the bass meh. He says. Then he continues. No, it's very crap. He looks
Thank you, Carwin. Hey.
He's learning the English language from our president, so I'm sorry for him.
But that's what I'm working with. What you were talking about, Liam. Last week I was finishing up that Godzilla ship, and I had a moment that I'm glad the camera wasn't rolling, because I did something that I hadn't done since I was a wee child, and I actually pounded the table in frustration as to why two simple pieces weren't going together. And I realized that, this was no longer a fun hobby for me, and I had to set it aside and go out on the deck and ponder nature for a while. But it is. Well, let me give you the statistics. Hold on. It is. I think it's like 71 degrees here. That's in English. We put it's like
21.
Yeah, it's 23 here. I'm saying 23 Celsius, 73 here in English, and 112 inches by my estimation. But I'll make up my own measurement.
The temperature was 112 inches.
Actually, I'm going to do this. It's 45 degrees here in North Carolina. Everything is at an angle.
Yes.
It's pretty warm, but the air pressure is horrendous.
Yes. It makes me think of those the old Batman show where the villains were always at an angle like this. It's like, yes, it's 45 degrees outside.
Darwin says, yes, frying pan. Very good.
Turn my whole camera this way. There you go. It's Heath. It's Heath's back. No. Heath is back from down under.
Oh, there you go, Liam.
That's one way to clean your room. Everything will fall up now.
You're filling my keyboard with dandruff.
Yeah.
There we go. Easily amused. There we go. Is that? Are you working on anything else, Mr. Dalmasso?
No.
You haven't upped the hobby. I know. You just not as much as you need now. That's it.
You have poo-pooed my Kelvin, so no, you don't get anything else to do.
If anyone's seen the trailer for the new season 2 of Discovery and a bit more details of the Enterprise, what do we think?
I'm of two minds of that Enterprise. Did you see the model that they had at Comic-Con?
Yep.
Okay. As much as I love classic Enterprise from original series, I would die a happy. Yeah, that guy right there. As much as I love that, I really like that Enterprise from Discovery. I really do love that design. Not $9,000 worth, but I really love that design.
Yeah, I mean, I assume there will be a kit eventually from Mobius or
round two.
Round two. Sorry, beg your pardon.
I have to agree with Lou as regards that Enterprise. That reboot I can live with. The JJ.
If JJ had used that design in the movie, you would not see any of the complaining that you got.
Oh yeah, you would, but it'd be a different crowd that would be complaining.
No, people are telling them to shut up because it would. I think I know that John Eves had his hand in that. And that is a flat out gorgeous reimagining that does not take anything away from the original design. But the only stupid thing you could say is, what's with the potato peeler pylons? But but that is a gorgeous reimagining. I like that. I like that version better than I like the refit.
Okay.
Everybody just fell into stunned silence there.
But to me, that says, okay, we're going to take the classic Enterprise design. We're going to put today's level of aesthetics and detailing on it.
Yeah.
And make it more palatable to today's audiences. And everything's still, all the cues are still there. It still works. It's not radically different.
Carwin is such a critic. Listen to this. He called the Kelvin the USS Frying Pan, and he's saying that the Khan model was dog rough, droopy engines, and bad paint. The show's ship is a stunner. The old lady with her ball gown on.
Okay.
Yeah, can live with that.
I can live with that.
I don't even know what that means. The old lady with the
it's Anavos that are supplying the model, isn't it?
Yeah, that they broke off. It used to be QMX.
Right. I know if it's Anavos, then you'll probably pay your deposit and wait 3 years to receive it. It'll be the wrong size.
Yeah. That'd be one of those deals where if I could buy it off a showroom, I would. But I'm not going to put down money and hope it shows up one day.
Yeah, no, their reputation in costuming is terrible.
Yeah.
So.
But those are the same builders that used to be affiliated with QMX, and they kind of broke off and affiliated themselves with Anovas.
Interesting. That's the business side of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece, though.
Okay. Just don't care for the show. So.
Well, and I hope it gets better this year. There were a lot of aspects of the first year I did not care for, but they did a couple of things right. And let's hope that with these new showrunners they've got for this year, that trend will continue.
And
most of the actors are actually Trekkies as well, which helps. So
yeah.
Okay.
We're
boring builders, actually. Sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. I should have said that. It sounded offensive. Anything else?
No, that does me this week.
Well, I am looking forward to your masks on that too. Nonetheless, that's why you have it. That's ultimately the goal. I haven't seen your video yet, but I'm sure your video is more about that than anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to work up something. The difficult thing about the Kelvin is it doesn't have a specific Aztec pattern. It's more of a random plating type of deal than it is anything like we've seen before.
Right.
As a kit, how is it going together?
As a kit, it's going together very easily. But like I say in the video, it's like the Excelsior in the fact that the windows are micro, tiny, small, and you really have to decide whether it's worth taking a tiny drill bit and getting those out, or whether you just wipe it over as paint it like a stain or something.
Yeah.
I noticed, Lou, that you were having. You said you couldn't get a collet for the Tamiya drill small enough?
To get the tiny drill bit.
Like this here?
Yeah. Where'd you get the collet for that?
I nicked it from one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I did too, Randall.
Yep, it fits.
Okay. I don't have anything like that. My smallest one is, let's see.
You don't have a pin vise?
Yeah, I've got this guy.
Well, have you ever opened the pin? No, the Archimedes screw type one. No. Well.
Yeah, I tried pulling the guts out of this. It wouldn't work.
Right.
Where is mine? I know that the other type, the one that Randall has.
Yeah, because the collet. I mean, this whole thing is the collet here.
They usually have two fittings on them. When you open them up, you turn the thing around inside.
Yeah.
Is that right, Randall? Yeah.
I don't know if this particular one. I do have ones like that.
On the inside, this one's got this. Now that won't fit the Tamiya, but the other type, you do get different fittings for it. Yeah. So one's dimension, and then
but, as long as I had that, it still worked. But the thing is that the plastic is so thick that by the time you drill a tiny hole through a real thick plastic, yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
It's a question of when you're done, is it worth it?
Or if you go to, I assume Harbor Freight would have it, that you get those little packs of like little micro drills, the little motorized ones. In that you usually have 3 or 4 sizes, but
yeah, the Harbor Freight around here doesn't have micro. I may have to order that online, but doesn't have any micro bit. Jack, I've seen that refrigerator cover. I absolutely love that idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I can get this to move. Is it moving?
Yeah, it's the lights coming up on it.
Yeah, and it's full of beer too. Look at that.
That's the best part.
That's the best part. And it glows. Yeah. I love it. I saw that. I'm not even sure where I saw that, and I reposted it on the Facebook community. Of course, Armando, being the big Star Wars fan that he is, was just like, I must have that. But I think his wife might object. But if he keeps it in a garage with beer, I'm sure she would not.
Perfect man cave.
Yeah, man cave fridge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, beautiful. Although I put the freezer on the bottom, that's just me.
What's the top part? The top part is the freezer. What is the bottom part? Is that a?
That's probably just a door for the compressor.
Well, no, probably. Well, if you see fridges here, tend to be that way around. The freezer's on the top and the normal parts underneath.
Yeah.
And it's got another favorite thing in that, motorbikes. So it's got motorbikes. That's a nice workshop it's in. So that is definitely in a man cave. That is not in someone's home. That is a real bona fide professional man cave.
With a clean floor.
Yeah, only you, Bernie, would notice that. Yes.
Which makes me think it probably wasn't that guy's. He was making it for somebody else. Because if it was his man cave, it would be a shag rug carpet. As all true man caves are done.
Look at this. Phil's such a cheater. Cheater, Phil.
Oh, nice. Johnny, come lately here, Phil.
He jerked the line. Yeah, I encounter your type on the highway all the time, cut in front of everybody. You know what? I'm going to skip over you and go to Randall. Hi, Randall.
Oh, darn. I was hoping Phil would actually give me a breather for another minute.
You've had an hour and a half. Get over it.
I need a breather myself.
I'll interrupt very quickly, Randall. Just one last thing, Lou. The ever helpful Carwin Morris has come in and said, if your drill bit doesn't fit the chuck, you can wrap a bit of tape around it to make the thickness. Now, is it your chuck's too big or your chuck's too small?
My chuck's too big.
Well, there you go. So put some tape around the drill bit.
Or just use the other pin vise.
Kind of hard to wrap.
That would work as well.
Yeah.
Buy a Lou, buy a universal chuck for the Dremel.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about collets anymore.
That's true. Just change the size, yeah. Right, back to Randall.
Now for Randall, already in progress.
He almost got off scot-free.
Oh, dear. All right.
How's Vader coming?
Close to finishing his lordship here.
Got a nice long neck there.
Yeah.
Did you paint the helmet?
Giraffe Vader.
Yeah. Yeah, painted the helmet. Try to get as good a gloss as I could on it.
Uh-huh.
And then I just painted over the glow in the dark eyes.
Yeah.
I hated that feature and just varnished the so we can get a good representation of the glass or whatever.
Uh-huh.
not much else. Yeah, I sliced off the lightsaber he was holding. I really didn't like that. It was
Now he's
Okay.
making it
Doing
up.
karate chops.
the lightsaber that comes with the kit, not very good. It's like this
Yeah,
lob thing.
It's short.
Yeah.
Handle's way too short.
yeah, and wrong contours and everything.
Ooh, I did a little bit of scratch building, steering into Carwin's territory there. This would be the emitter.
Oh wow!
And
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's not like there's any good reference
thinking,
pictures.
Randall,
yeah, and
for comedy value, you could scratch build a banana and have him holding that.
yeah,
Well, you could put a tennis racket in his hand, Carwin says, and now he's gone on that tangent. I'm thinking he could put other things in his hand too. A frying pan.
That's where mine
Frying
scrambled,
pan,
but I think that handle is way too long.
well, it'll only be this much of it.
Oh, okay. I thought you had the whole stick there.
Oh no,
That looks like Lieutenant Hora's earpiece there.
It does kind of.
yeah, only a little bit in the small side.
Yeah.
It's not small. It's just that you've got a big ear.
Yeah, and of course the blade will be replaced with this here, which is rather
A straw?
better colored.
Wow.
Clear red acrylic plastic. It looks orange on that screen for some
It
reason.
does look orange.
Yeah.
I think that's your camera color balance, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but it is red. Trust me.
Yeah. Because Randall's actually a black man.
He needs those glasses that correct color blindness. Nobody knows. That's what's on his forehead there.
And working on it's all about the base.
It's
One
all
of
about
those,
the base. Oh, dear.
It's all about the base.
No treble.
And just kind of looking for ideas on how to glue this plastic onto the wood here without distorting
spray
the
mount?
top. Sorry, what's that?
You have any spray adhesive?
Yeah.
Yeah, along those lines, yeah.
Like some Scotch 33 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then battery case
You can have
mounted
You can have him standing at a gas station to pump his fuel for his fighter, or plug it in, depending on which part of the environmental.
This was my first attempt at drilling out a hole for the switch, and I accidentally picked the wrong drill bit, and it was way too big, so I had to re-drill and then
Yeah.
pull this one in from inside.
Are you gonna like recreate the imperial symbol on the top, or
No, just a nice glossy black floor, like the floor he met Obi-Wan on
Right.
the Death Star.
okay?
That's it. Nothing terribly fancy beyond the shape of the base itself. And what else? Yeah, we're talking about the 49th anniversary of Apollo. It's also the 43rd anniversary of the Apollo Soyuz test project. So,
Oh, really? They were 6 years apart?
yeah, so working on that.
Huh.
How do you do something with
I
the
realized there
Apollo
was 6 years.
spacecraft that were left over?
That's really
Yep.
nice.
That's pretty much it. And
Yeah, I do know they used components that they didn't use. They thought they would do Apollo 18, 19, and 20.
Mhm.
I guess that was in a pipeline. I used it for something.
They were being built, but Congress killed it. Yeah.
they became
There's a lot of unused hardware.
Skylabs 2, 3, 4, and then the Apollo Soyuz project.
Well, Carwin's at it again. He says he's in a bad mood, but he's actually pretty funny. He's saying Randall wants a shiny floor for some weird Vader upskirt fetish.
Isn't that illegal now?
Shiny floors aren't illegal. Photography is illegal.
The scarring and everything that Vader got with when he was
He's more machine now than man.
I think Carwin's going for the mental scarring as well.
Yeah. I'm certainly scarred.
You know what? I think if this is a Welshman in a bad mood, I'd like to see him in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
That would be scary.
He has apologized. Man.
Yeah. And since I did the U-boat, I've been kind of on a submarine
Kick.
kick now. So,
Oh yeah.
Gato class.
Again with all the holes. How's it supposed to float if it's got so many holes?
Yeah.
There to help it sink.
It is a submarine. It's supposed to sink.
Yeah. Where's the screen door?
Yeah.
That's 144.
144 scale. Yep. It's actually almost as long as the U-boat in 72 scale was.
Americans do everything bigger.
Oh well. No, this one did have the Pacific to contend with, so maybe it needed to be bigger. What else? Yeah. I'm also doing, we're trying to work out a little bit more of the SE5A. Got this brass photo etch set for the interior.
It's 148 scale, isn't it?
32 scale.
32, right.
That's actually quite fascinating.
The World War II airplanes weren't very big, so 32 scale is actually a pretty good scale to work with.
And World War I was even smaller.
World War One, sorry, yeah. Good catch there, Liam.
Just proves we're listening.
Yeah. Spotted a deliberate error, yeah. What else? I think that's me. Yeah.
Oh, is it you?
Like the Apollo thing, Liam. This is what I was thinking as far as
Dust.
Ooh.
This is the Dragon kit.
Ah!
It doesn't look anything like a spacecraft to me.
I would say Lou said Lou would recognize it, yeah. But the one thing they missed on the Dragon, what Dragon missed on the Apollo 11.
One thing they missed.
One of the many things was this.
It's just, hold on, Randall, because, well, it's weird. At my end, I'm seeing a big truck. A big Peterbilt truck.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought I'm gone the... How about that?
Now I'm seeing Phil.
My fault.
Oh, I see it now. That's it now. That's it now. Come up now. That's weird.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
It looks like saggy burlap. It doesn't look like foil.
Well, actually, to me, it looks like the heartbreak of psoriasis.
Yeah.
Well, with the exception of this panel here, this is how the kit was molded.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
No.
that's the Dragon kit.
That makes the refit Enterprise be released with the lines on it look fantastic.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Once it was painted with chrome first, and then Tamiya clear golds and reds and everything else, it did look a lot better.
Couldn't look worse.
Yeah, I'm
Chrome
not.
and then a clear orange over it.
It's not that I don't believe you, but it's just hard to believe.
Dropped it with porridge.
Yeah.
Dear. Ye of love.
And then it's upside down, of course, so the sagging's going the wrong way. I don't know. Oh dear, dear.
Just have to find a photograph now of the.
You want to get some gold foil, thin gold foil.
Which it comes with, Phil, but
Glue it
it's
up. Oh,
Sand that sucker down.
oh, right.
or
Yeah.
the
Well, I've got-
we'll see. I think James's suggestion of applying something to it and then painting it might be the best idea. We'll see. Actual experiment, or I might just stick that on it and be damned and have it finished.
It's not.
What
It doesn't
is,
do.
oh, hell. Stop it, Lou! Stop it!
No, the screen share I was wanting to show you didn't want to play, but I'll find it sometime before the end of the hangout.
Oh, okay.
How the chrome on that was the Surfacer 500s, which smeared over the panel, and just randomly, and then I chrome painted the whole lot. Well, black first, masked off the black parts, chrome painted the rest, and then painted the Tamiya clears on the thing. Before the hangout's over, I will have a picture of what the finished article looks like. So,
All right, very good.
I will hold you to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And moving on forward.
Carwin says nothing makes that kit look fantastic. Liam, stop lying to yourself.
Yeah.
It was so ugly they had to send it to the moon.
Oh, his Aussie Trekkie and his trucks, man, he does such a nice job with them.
He builds so many things. It's crazy.
Yeah, this guy gets it all over the place when it comes to the genres, like the trucks, and he does the cars. He does it all. He's very proficient at all of his builds too. This is, I think, a 1/16 scale. Oh, look at that! He's even got the paint on the rails worn.
He was even talking about making a train. If you know what I mean by a truck train.
Yeah, 3 trailers.
With 3 trailers, yeah.
3? There are only 2 here in the States. I haven't seen 3.
Well, they have 3 and more, actually, in Australia.
Yeah, the Aussie ones are humongous great things. Yeah.
I'd hate to see that with a stiff wind blowing across the highway. These are hard enough.
Not even the deck's worn.
Yep. Yeah, you see, Bernie, you could be like this, and surely your wife will need to be installing rubber in that room that you're in.
Hey, the hell, what I do in my own private time? I'm sorry.
Is your wife called Shirley, but?
Yeah, he's amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, that would be it for him. And here's Randall's screen share of his handiwork.
Yeah.
What was that, a 1/72 scale or 1/48?
72.
That's the 72nd scale. That's the same one they put in that rocket I built, or that Saturn V.
That one I have is 1/48, so yeah. I shall have to decide.
You did it proud, sir.
Thank you. I'm going to have to find a photograph of the finished article.
Well, you did a good job there. Making it. What do they call that? Putting a tuxedo on a pig.
Yeah, lipstick on a pig.
Lipstick on a pig. Well, okay.
Salt purse from a.
I didn't want to lead into Phil's segment quite that way, but that's just the way it turned out. How you doing, Phil?
Hi, from the south here.
How you doing? I like how
Oh, yeah.
Let like 3/4 of the show go by and then you show up.
Ah,
I mean,
well,
you know,
because
we
I
don't-
was over near Stratford on Avon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was picking
Let's
something
try
up.
that someday.
I did stand there. I had an errand to run, but I try and get in before the end of the show. And
Sure.
it was a
What do you got
bit of a
there?
rush.
Yeah, what do
Sorry?
you got there, mister?
Right. I remember last time I showed you the bird of prey and the lighting for it.
Huh?
And I went to the show on the Sunday, and with the little coin battery holders, and I put the coin batteries in, switched it on, and it lasted for all of an hour, and then the batteries were dead. So I have since.
Where did you get the batteries from? Were they like decent
They
batteries?
were. Yeah, they were decent batteries. It's just that I think the whole
It's
thing
got a
was
lot of
drawing
drain
too
on
much
it,
from
Yeah,
them.
too much
Yeah,
current.
because
drop.
there's like
Yeah.
there's 5 LEDs in here, 4 of which are the
Flickering.
flickering
Yeah.
flickering ones, and one is a little red one that's up the front for the. So I thought, no, I'm going to have to do something better with this. So I did take the advice, and I completely rewired it. I got 4 new LEDs, and I wired in 200 ohm resistors in series with each one. And I decided I'd wire in 9-volt battery instead.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep, and I even wired in a switch. So I've got a
Nice.
switch in it now.
Nice.
Which does the job. I'll just pop this back on. I've then.
Is it held on with magnets, or how did you test it?
No, it clips. It just all pushes together, and then the clear bit pushes on the back,
Very good.
and it holds it all together. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, let's turn the light off. See.
Oh yeah, much better, much brighter.
Yep.
And
I also repainted the clear bit as well. So I took all the old red paint, the roughly brush painted red paint off, and I resprayed the central bit with a Tamiya clear orange and the rest with Tamiya clear red. So you've got a bit of differentiation between this. There we go. Turn that off again. So you can see this. It looks sort of yellowish in the middle,
Right?
And that's more reddish. I probably need a bit more red in there.
Yeah, I did mine very similarly, and I did that with paint on the inside of the plastic piece.
Yeah, I also light blocked all the inside of it as well.
Right.
So,
but mine doesn't flicker like yours.
it was something I saw someone else do, and I thought, no, I'm going to try that. So,
the
there
flicker in
was
mine was just a £1 Halloween badge. So from Poundland.
Yeah, so a box of these, box of them, and
Yeah, the little tea light flickering.
that's an empty one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little tea light things, they're great, easy to use, and it seems to be quite, it seems to be long lasting as well. There was something else I noticed about that as well when I came back from the show. Let's see if I can screen share.
Yeah, Carlin's saying that Aussie Trekkie needs to finish his 350 skills dry dock. That's the first I'm hearing about it, but I am sure it's quite amazing.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one in progress.
Yeah.
All the individual lights and everything else,
Spot what's missing.
The torpedo tube.
The torpedo tube, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went. It sheared off. The model part was, the kit part was always a bit rubbish anyway. Couldn't find it anywhere. Must have come off at the show or somewhere in between. So I decided to build one.
I use a piece of sprue.
Yeah.
That's actually a bit of tube. I don't even know where that bit of tube came from.
The store.
It was just a bit of little short length of tube, just the right length that was lying around. Wasn't bought specifically for it, and another bit of tube on the top of that. And then I did a bit more detail, painted it up. And I was sort of trying to make it as accurate to the screen one as possible.
Yeah. It's so much easier to replace a tube than it is to try to clean a seam off of a cylinder like that. Oh, very nice.
So it's in place, and it just needs a little bit of touching up and
Weathering.
And a bit of weathering.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's it in place. I'll show you. I think I've got another one with it in place. Hang on. There you go.
Yeah.
That looks fine.
It sits quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased with that. So I've got another one of these kits to do. Because this one I actually built a long time ago. And the paintwork isn't exactly accurate. It's not too bad, but it's not the best. I mean, and if you can see, I did manage to get some of the differentiation on the.
But you can make them individualized that way by not.
Yeah. So pretty pleased with how that came out, considering my. Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
How early on it was, which is why I'm quite happy to put it out on the table at shows. But I've also got D7 Katinga, the old NPC one, which is not so good. But I'm not prepared to show that one off.
Not ready for prime time.
Oh no. No, but I do have the new Katinga on. I think I've already said this, but it's just shows how excited I am about it. I keep mentioning
the
new Katinga, the 1350. I've got it on pre-order
from somebody in the UK or somebody from the States.
Jumblies, I think.
Yeah, that's the 129.95. Yeah, that's.
Oh, see.
With a £5 to £10 deposit on it and delivery back.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
got a deposit on it, and
I'm in two minds. It's just the price differential really pisses me off, Phil. So
price differential, what? But between?
Oh, you weren't here earlier on. Between the US price of $89.95.
What?
$89.95.
Yeah.
And here it's 130 quid. It's it's all those. It's paying all those pigeons to fly them individually across the Atlantic.
that's an awful lot of bird seed.
Yeah.
Like Mobius's 2001 kits.
Yeah, and the bigger version and the thing with the
EVA pod.
EVA pod, that's going to be how much?
Yeah.
Well, Liam, you better not get a bright idea and buy yourself a 2001 kit. Because if you do, I've wasted my money. You're getting one.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Can that be? So don't be buying any 2001 kits.
Right, okay.
I just thought I'd tell you because I'm scared of you because you buy kits like, what's that?
My gas has been flavored.
Well, yeah, I mean, to thank you for your participation, and it's basically a token thank you I'm going to be sending you probably in the next 4 weeks.
Okay, it's never necessary. Thank you.
No, it is absolutely necessary. So you don't get any wise ideas because you're going to be getting something. Do you want to know what it is now?
No, I don't. No, I can hope what it is, but I'm saying nothing.
I talked to Randall, and I'm going to send it to him, and he's going to share it with you.
There we go. Okay, so he can pay the charges.
Okay, so I don't have to So well, that's you work that between you and me.
I jest.
Liam, I have no more idea about it than what you have now.
Okay, there we go. That's well.
When me and Jack talked about it, he didn't even mention 2001.
I know.
So,
I am
Right,
intrigued.
So, well, it's just some little thing I picked up at Wonderfest that I thought you would like because you've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I saw Lou make an
I
appearance. I saw Lou make an appearance in Mr. Merck's video this week.
Oh yeah, that was one of the videos. Yeah, I think I had. Okay, well, I thought I'd save on postage because that's why I do it that way, and it's good enough to send it together. Is that it there, Phil? I didn't want to upstage you, but I mean, you did good in line.
I was just wondering if there was a Tamiya paint that we could colour Liam intrigued with.
A shade of mauve or something like that would be quite nice.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because not only that I wanted you to not do anything rash, is that I'm also ordering new shop cards. These are the last year's shop card, and I did show them on a past Hangout what the new ones look like. And I'm working with the same printer to get new shop cards. So if you don't have this one, I have plenty of them, and I didn't take them to Wonderfest, which was stupid, forgetful, not stupid but forgetful, because they had a table there yet you can toss anything on there, and all these vultures.
Yeah, that would have been perfect on that table, Jay.
Exactly, and I didn't know a table like that exists, but there is next year, and I'll be getting rid of a nice big box full of these. But
I'll have one that's 6 foot by 4 foot.
I'm sorry?
I'll have one that's 6 foot by 4 foot. Just cover all of that.
So if you are watching and want one of these, send me your snail mail address to my email address. That would be scratchandjackmodels, one word, scratchandjackmodels @gmail.com. If you got one of these last year, I still have your mailing address, so you will not have to send it to me again whenever I get the new ones printed, because I'll just automatically put them on an envelope and send them on your way because I saved your addresses. And that's another thing I want to put into that package that I'm going to send you guys. And you guys are going to get a different, not only the new one, but you're going to get a different one too, just because you are moderators, because they're special. And I got a lot of little interesting stuff up my sleeve here. And I was actually thinking of also doing something for George, because George is usually the guy, the mayor of the live chat. Anybody that's on live chat should get something special for them. So I got one in the works for all you live chatters. So that's what I'm working on, other than a workbench, which is now a vacuum cleaner. So I am going to get that together too and get that all sent out in the coming 4 weeks or so. By the end of August is my goal. So yes, if you're watching, I'm going to take a hiatus from the Hangouts, but tomorrow we have the Sunday Hangouts, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. So show up for that. Jim and I will figure something out to talk about. And then I'll be taking 2 weeks later, if Liam is willing to do a Cross the Pond, he's more than welcome to do that. And that would be on August 4th.
And I was panicking which weekend it was. I'm here that weekend.
Okay, you're here on August 4th. So, yes. Okay, if you want to do one, then you'll have to put up with him instead of me. And he's better to put up than with me. He's much nicer than I am.
Well, that's true.
But that's absolutely true. That's why he's co-host every now and again. So he's going to do it, but I'm going to take a couple weeks off there, and I'm not sure when I'll be back, whether it be the 18th, which will be the natural 2 weeks later, or the 25th. I haven't figured that out, but you will all know in due time as to when that will be. I haven't counted my weekends yet for the new season, for our 6th season here on the Hangouts, as well as the community at large. Boy, I didn't think I'd make it this far. Anyway, but I'd like to thank all our live chatters there. Live chatters.
The dead chatters don't need any thanks.
Yeah, yeah, like the sarcophagus I mentioned earlier. Carwin, thank you for stopping by. I hope everything turns out for you in the positive. And like I said, I like to see a Welshman in a good mood, because you in a bad mood is pretty awesome, pretty funny. And Phil, you also made some mentions there too. Thank you for participating in that live chat. So same with Heath did, and so did Liam. Mark Dunmore stopped by to say hello, and also Ken Skiffington also showed up to say hello. I just want to backtrack a little bit. Mark has been complaining about his knees sweating. I guess it's an Englishman thing. I don't know. Could be an Englishman thing. And thanks, Steve, for also stopping by. Hope you have safe travels in California, San Francisco. Safe trip home for you. And that is the live chatters, and I'd like to thank Heath for stopping by as well from Down Under. He's probably finished his monster drink, you know, the one that gives you lots of energy, and he's gotten himself to bed. So that's what he does for bed. I'd like to thank Bernie. Bernie, you and your perfectionist self. Thank you. And one day maybe one day we can see what a angry Englishman looks like.
Could be an R-rated show.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've always said, you Englishmen, when you swear, you really swear, American swearing, but when you Englishmen swear, oh my God, you feel it in your bones. Thank you for stopping by, and your background there is purely inspirational to me, and maybe I can quit living vicariously this way. And so thank you. And Jim, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, won't I?
Yeah.
I'll see you. You'll see me tomorrow, and we'll talk more. And also, Liam, thank you for stopping by, which is somewhat a rarity, but you're saying that you're going to be around more often.
Well, the last time was not my fault. It was I made the mistake of offering to collect someone, and the train was late, and it was later, and then it got later, and then eventually it arrived late. I couldn't make it.
You should go to maybe Mussolini's Italy, because the trains ran on time. Yes. Then I guess. Not a really good trade-off, actually.
By the way.
It wasn't a good trade-off. Anyway, yeah, sure, we understand. Thank you, Lou, for stopping by, and it's been a joy butting heads with you. I don't know if you realize I was anyway. I just don't like the new Star Trek. I just don't like it. It makes me angry. Makes me an angry boy.
Don't be angry. Life's too short.
Find love in your heart. That's
Find something else that makes you happy then. No one said you gotta like everything.
Watch a series on Netflix called The Good Place.
Oh, Place? That's actually an NBC series over here, Liam. It's a network series.
Right, okay. But no, The Good Place.
It's an excellent show, Jack.
Hilarious. It is really brilliant. Yeah. It will cheer you up.
I just picked up the second season the second season set on DVD yesterday.
Yeah.
It's worth going back and rewatching. It's that good.
Yes.
A good
hilarious.
Place. The Good Place.
The Good Place.
Ted Danson, Kristen Bell.
I'll see if I can look that up.
Yeah. Watch it from the beginning, though, because it does have a through line.
Yes. You must see from the very beginning. Yep.
And also, thank you, Johnny Come Lately, for your presence here, Phil.
Yeah. Now he must stay 45 minutes after we're all gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Is that
Buffy,
detention? Have I got detention?
Well, all you had to say was one word, whatever.
whatever.
And also, Randall, thank you for stopping by too. You're an inspiration when it comes to real space. You know more about that than I think any of us here do. So thank you for your participation. And this is your host extraordinaire. We'll be back tomorrow for Sunday Hangout. Until then, happy modeling, everyone. Maybe I'll have a desk by then. Not. Bye.
Bye, John. Bye.
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 Right.